A century of conflict, why is there no solution? The Israeli-Palestinian conflict is often painted as one of the world's most intractable problems. But what if the issue isn't that we're not wielding the right sword, but that we're completely misunderstanding the knot in the first place? In this video, we're going to take a hard look at the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, not to offer easy answers, because frankly there aren't any, but to understand why the proposed solutions are about as useful as a chocolate fireguard. We'll unpack the historical baggage, the political maneuvering, and yes, even the occasional absurdity that have kept this conflict bubbling away. So, buckle up, because we're about to delve into one of the most sensitive and, dare I say, frequently mishandled topics in modern history. The two-state solution, a fantasy or a future? It's the political equivalent of drink more water when you complain about feeling sick. On the surface, it seems logical. Two states living side by side in peace. But logic often gets mugged in the alleyway of reality. Carving out two viable states is like separating two fighting cats. It's messy, loud, and someone will lose a limb, metaphorically. For Israelis, it raises existential security questions. For Palestinians, it feels like crumbs from a stolen loaf. Settlements complicate the idea of a contiguous Palestinian state. The reality on the ground is far more complex and messy. One state, two peoples, countless problems. The one-state solution. It sounds so simple, so elegant, so doomed. This is the let's just all get along approach to international relations. The idea being that if Israelis and Palestinians just shared one big, happy state, all their problems would magically disappear. Spoiler alert, they won't. For starters, there's the whole issue of identity. Imagine telling two groups with distinct cultures, languages, and historical narratives. You know what? You're all just citizens of this place now. It's like trying to blend oil and water. You can shake it up all you want, but eventually they'll just separate again. In this one-state scenario, you'd either have a Jewish state that's no longer Jewish, or a Palestinian state where Palestinians are still not truly in control. It's a lose-lose situation, like trying to choose between being nibbled to death by ducks or pecked to death by seagulls. Then there's the small matter of governance. Who gets to be in charge? What laws will they follow? The one-state solution, my friends, is like that beautiful vintage car you see at an auction. It looks fantastic from afar, but the second you try to take it for a spin, the engine falls out, the wheels fall off, and you're left wondering why you didn't just take the bus in the first place. The three-state solution, desperate times, more desperate measures. So we've established that the two-state solution is like trying to herd cats, and the one-state solution is like willingly stepping into a political meat grinder. So, what's left? Well, some folks, in their infinite wisdom, have suggested a three-state solution, because if two states are complicated, why not add another one into the mix? The basic premise is this: Gaza gets absorbed by Egypt, the West Bank becomes part of Jordan, and everyone lives happily ever after. Except, of course, that's about as likely as finding a unicorn riding a dragon, while simultaneously winning the lottery. First of all, both Jordan and Egypt have politely, and in some cases not so politely, said, "Thanks, but no thanks." They've already got their own sets of challenges, thank you very much, and they are not particularly keen on inheriting anyone else's. Secondly, while it might seem like a convenient way to bypass the whole two states living side-by-side dilemma, it ignores the fact that many Palestinians are deeply opposed to being absorbed by their neighbors. The three-state solution, then, is a bit like that last slightly questionable slice of pizza left in the box. Sure, you could eat it, but you know deep down it's probably going to give you a stomachache. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict is a tangled web of history, religion, and politics, and there are no easy answers. We've seen how the two-state solution, while seemingly logical, gets bogged down in the realities on the ground. The one-state solution, while perhaps idealistic, ignores the very real issues of identity and security. And the three-state solution, well, let's just say it's not exactly a crowd-pleaser. So where does that leave us? Should we just throw up our hands and accept that this is just the way things are? Absolutely not. While a perfect solution may seem elusive, that doesn't mean we should resign ourselves to perpetual conflict. Instead of searching for a magic bullet that doesn't exist, perhaps it's time to focus on interim solutions, on small steps that can improve the lives of everyday people. The Israeli-Palestinian conflict is complex, it's messy, and frankly, it's exhausting. But it's a conflict that deserves our attention, our empathy, and most importantly, our critical thinking.